Hello and welcome to the Security Series brought to you in collaboration with SUSE. I'm joined today by Peter Smales. Hey Peter, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
So let's get started. Tell the listeners and the watchers here a little of what you do for SUSE.
Sure. I am the general manager of our enterprise container management business. So that is our portfolio of container management, container security, container storage products.
So Peter, we're hearing a lot about digital trust. You speak to customers every day.
Mm-hmm.
What are they saying to you? What's top of mind for them as we talk about digital trust?
Sure. Digital trust is absolutely top of mind for our customers, and really what that's about is that, they have their customers. So ultimately, for our customers, their mission is around building a digital trust relationship with their customers. How do they help their customers in turn address security, data protection, and ultimately have that digital trust relationship? So we're here to support them, in turn for them building their ability to build digital trust relationship with their customers.
So we're here today to talk about security. Those threats are always changing. We're seeing the landscape be really dynamic. We're seeing nation threat actors. We're seeing ransomware. We're seeing all of these things kind of impact on CISOs and their teams. What are you hearing out there in the market?
It's a rough analogy, but it's a little like painting a bridge, which is that it's a never-ending process, is essentially what we're hearing. I mean, it's a constant battle. It's a never-ending battle for our customers. I mean, in the context of Kubernetes and container management space where we play, it's particularly interesting as Kubernetes and containers have matured and more production environments are running, more and more use cases are running in production environments. They're running in new and different places, from data centers into multiple clouds, all the way out to the edge. So there's a massive attack surface for people. So there's increasing number of threats. The world is getting smaller. It's getting more connected. Okay, the velocity of information is increasing. So you put all of this stuff in aggregate, and it's just they're sort of head spinning. So they're just constantly they're faced with this never-ending challenge of trying to stay ahead of the threat, and it can be scary.
So if you've got that broader landscape, you've got edge through the private cloud, through the public cloud, and everything in between, what should people be focusing on?
Sort of primary buckets of strategy, I would say number one is being very proactive on threat intelligence. Like, know what you need to know. Like, stay aware of what threats exist. What are the potential exposure points that you've got? And that's not a small task, but that's a big bucket of just knowing what you need to know in terms of the threats that exist and what the potential exposure of your organization is, number one. Number two, I would say, is really around security monitoring, sort of continuous security monitoring. The more proactive you can be and the more continuous your security monitoring can be, that's really about early detection. Catch it before it happens, catch it as early in the process as you can so that you can essentially remediate as early within the process as you can. And then the third bucket, I would say, is around, sort of comprehensive data security, data protection. So that's everything from authorization management, authentication management, but then it's also things like comprehensive data backup, as well as things like DR.
So from a SUSE perspective, you guys, pretty comprehensive stack, obviously the relatively recent acquisition of NuaVector.
Yep.
How's all that coming together? There's such a broad landscape we've just described there. In our interactions with clients and vendors, it's a melting pot of sort of technology that you've got to apply to an ever-evolving security landscape. What's the sort of SUSE connection point into that? How do the solutions kind of lay in,
Sure.
do you think?
No, that's a great question. And fortunately, we have a very strong security point of view. It's clearly very strategic to us to have a digital trust focus with our customers because it's important to them. And so from a portfolio between what we do with Rancher, container management, what we can do with NuaVector, we're helping organizations, if you will, from the bottom, say it's sort of infrastructure management. So that's sort of just physical and logical, access to your underlying infrastructure. At the OS level, that's going to be all about, with SLE, with our Linux business as well. So we've got a very strong story around things like immutability. so that you know you've got secure.
Providing that foundational layer, I
Is incredibly important.
You know, as you go up and down the stack, you're going through the Kubernetes stack right up into the new vector piece. But I think one piece that gets ignored is that sleeve piece.
Yeah, and
how that builds.
we don't ignore that. To your point, I think people may overlook it or such, but it's a very important message for us that, look, the underlying OS level is absolutely foundational. So you've got to have immutability. You've got to have a strong strategy around things like patch management, so that you can ensure that your OS is staying up to date with all the threats and the threat insights that you're gaining as you go. But then it's also in the container world, it's things like, at the OS level, it's things like base container images, you know, where you're essentially, if you're creating a base container image, which essentially is a stamp of a pre-configured container, the underlying OS that is part of that puzzle. So that's something where we can leverage what we do with Rancher from a container management, but also where we have strong heritage on the Linux side. So we've got a very good story at the OS level. At the application level, that's where NeuVector has a very strong fit as well. And the key with the application layer is really, it's like an end-to-end within the top to bottom, in the sense that you need to be secure at your development stage, so that you're building and deploying your applications in a secure manner. So you're building secure code, all the way through to doing things like drift management, configuration security, all the way down to runtime, so that then when you're actually deploying the application, you're running it, then you're also running real-time monitoring of your runtime as well. So we've got across the portfolio, if you will, we've got a very strong security posture for that entire stack.
And as we focus in on this session around digital trust, how would you summarize SUSE's approach to digital trust?
Look, at the end of the day, we go from the bottom of the stack to the top, and security and digital trust, we literally look at that at every step of the way, whether it's in the Linux business, we have a very strong security posture there, whether it's within the container business, whether it's in our edge business, which is another big piece of this. There's a recurring theme, which hopefully is a testament ultimately to our customers that show how seriously we're taken.
Thank you for joining us on the SUSE Security Series. We'll see you in the next episode.